Yo, yo,
Yo, yo, yo, yo, yo. What is the word? What is the word? What is the word? It's your boy Kha.Reality back with another one, and another one. Repping that 050 the movement. Here we go, y'all. Let's get right into it. Today's content, we talking about Sticky B. Yeah, we talking about Sticky B, y'all. Remember, Sticky B went viral all over social media from when the feds asked him if he wanted to cooperate, and he told them he'll see them in 30 years because that was his maximum. Well, Sticky B stood tall, and he never cooperated on K-Flock as some of his other friends. Sticky B caught a jail charge while he was inside of MDC Brooklyn. Yeah. So Sticky B sat there and he posted, yo, 8 years for a jail cut, and shaking my head. They act like I killed the nigga, but free me though. Yeah. Sean Smith, Rashid Chapman, and Antoine Mosley. Sean Smith, Rashid Chapman, and Antoine Mosley have been indicted by a grand jury for the June 2nd, 2024 assault of another inmate at MDC Brooklyn. The defendants violently assaulted the victim, slashing him across the face and neck and causing serious lacerations. The victim was then chased through the housing unit and struck repeatedly by his assailants. If convicted, the defendants face up to 10 years in prison. United States Attorney Camille Ari is charged with the prosecution. Yeah, so the case that we talk about now is Chinaman. Some people didn't know who the guy was that Sticky and them had caught lacking. But right here, it's all on video. The alleged 3 assailants coming through, chasing Chinaman, cutting him, busting him upside his head with chairs. Yeah, y'all, it's serious in the feds. MDC.
The plaintiff alleges that the defendants failed to protect him while he was detained at the MDC. The plaintiff alleges that the defendants failed to protect him.
Yeah, well, some people didn't know what it was about. This is what it's about. The potential sentence for a stabbing in federal custody can range from 10 years to life imprisonment depending on the severity of the assault and circumstances. Federal law classifies assault into categories, with those causing personal injury being punishable by 10 years and a fine, according to the Department of Justice. More severe assaults, such as those involving intent to commit murder, can lead to much longer sentences, even life imprisonment. Everybody knows Chinaman put a lawsuit in for the alleged assault. The plaintiff alleges that defendants failed to protect him while he was detained at MDC Brooklyn. He states that in June 2024, he was walking out of my cell when an unknown male came from behind me and cut me multiple times on my face. Another victim stabbing me. The plaintiff says that he almost unalive and that one cut was an inch away from his throat. Wounds to the plaintiff's face and neck required 31 stitches. He asserts that the defendants failed to follow care, custody, and control, and that he suffered emotional distress, ear, neck, face, and afraid to leave his cell for fear that someone's gonna harm me and receiving psychiatric treatment. That's what Chinaman has said. But the lawsuit has since been thrown out. In his original complaint, the plaintiff alleges that the defendants failed to protect him while he was in MDC and that other inmates attacked and stabbed him in June 2024. The plaintiff almost unalive and one cut was an inch away from his throat. The court interpreted the original complaint as alleging failure to protect claims under Bivens versus 6 unknown named agents of the Federal Bureau of Narcotics. This complaint found the informer purpose is dismissed for failure to state a claim. Conclusion. The court of court is respectfully directed to enter judgment and close this case. The court certifies that pursuant 28 U.S.C. 1915 A3 and that any appeal from this order will not be taken in good faith. Thereof, informer purpose status is denied for the purpose of any appeal. So ordered. Dated Brooklyn, February 10th, 2025. So Chinaman put in the lawsuit and it has since been thrown out. So we just giving y'all an update. Sticky was sentenced to 8 years for a jail cutting. He was supposed to come home off the first indictment. You know, the indictment with Kha.realityTV and them. You know, everybody thought he had got 30 years because some of the blogs was reporting falsely that he got 30 years. No, he just told the feds, give me 30 years before I tell. But I think he had copped out to like probably 6 years, 5 years, but he was supposed to come home within the next year. But having 8 years for a jail cutting is serious. You know? It's just to show y'all what goes on when you inside of them places. It don't stop when you go inside of them.
The plaintiff alleges that the defendants failed to protect.
It don't stop. And while Kha.realityTV is currently waiting for his July 16th sentencing, his co-defendant that everybody praised, that the streets praise, that the jails praise, Sticky, for standing on business, has been sentenced to 8 years for the slashing of Chinaman. You know, Chinaman is currently being held in Hudson County, New Jersey, still fighting his case where he's the victim of, you know what that's about. I got some content coming on that situation real soon, and y'all gonna be surprised at what's going on. But let me know what y'all think, y'all. Was it worth it? About to be coming home, and then now you got to do 8 years for a jail cutting. Was it worth it? That's what I try to tell dudes. When you in these indictments and all that, it don't stop when you get in there. You know, you got peer pressure. You got dudes that put money on people's heads. You got all this other stuff, and it don't stop. And that was just the MDC. So where Sticky is going, it gets real treacherous. Where they got cars in the federal penitentiary. And in the cars, if you from New York, if you in a blood car, you got to follow whoever's running the car. You could go all the way to the West Coast and be following dudes that from the West Coast on different type of politics. You could be in a Muslim car and you might be peace. You might have rats that's in your car with you. You might have dudes that's in your car with you, and you could be in a New York car where a dude that's 60 years old running the car, and you might not even know a dude. You know what I mean? And right next door to you, dudes from DC is having sexual intercourse in their cell, and you can't even bang on the door and tell them that, yo, stop, I hear y'all next door, because you're going to start a war. These are the politics that you got to deal with when you're dealing with federal penitentiary. It's a different type of politics than the state. But put it in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. I just wanted to give y'all a quick update on what the situation was. Yeah, that was Chinaman, and everybody wanted to know who was that did that to him. Yeah, that was Sticky B and the other guys, Rashid Chapman and Antoine Mosley. Again, June 20, they got indicted in a big wrap up with Tax Stone and all of them when they cracked down on MDC Brooklyn. It don't stop there, man. I told y'all. But again, you know, put in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. This was a good one. Stay tuned for the next show. Shout out to the 05 Voter Movement. We working. Salute.
To Frankie, and what influence did that have on your father?
A transit authority cop stops him. He pulls out the gun and kills the cop.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Did Gravano tell you how he became a rat?
You would never call him that to his face.